So, Mavs fans, you guys can. I was about to say you guys can rejoice, but I actually don't even know what to say at this stage. Like, I don't even know if it's you guys should rejoice, if you guys should be more pissed, if you guys should be pulling a New Orleans in 2019 and telling Anthony Davis just go sit down. We're trying to tank. I legitimately don't know. I don't know how Mavs fans feel. I don't know how Mavs fans should feel. I don't know. Um, but it appears Anthony Davis could return on Friday in Los Angeles, and that's big. That is big, seeing Anthony Davis possibly back on a basketball court in the next couple of days, because AD is like, obviously he's had that calf injury, albeit it was a month ago, and he was only supposed to be out for 1 to 2 games, and then Nico Harrison tried to rush him back. So it seems like that was like the final straw for Nico Harrison's job, was trying to rush him back. And yeah, it is genuinely a shock that we're seeing AD coming back. Man practice for 20 minutes. They already calling an ambulance for the Lakers. AD returns for LA beatdown. AD returns depending how many times he breathes between now and Friday. He returns more than my Amazon packages at this stage. I've never actually returned an Amazon package. That's a mad thing. I've never actually returned an Amazon package. They're gonna risk him getting injured because they know Lakers fans gonna put bell to ass. Luka and Aiton abusing AD in the pick and roll. He's putting himself in a shit position trying to play this game on a minutes restriction versus a red hot Laker team with Luka and MVP convos. If I was him, I wouldn't play. Look, I don't know. I don't know what AD is meant to do. I mean that. I have no idea what Anthony Davis is meant to do. Because at the end of the day, Anthony Davis is a good player who's maybe is one of the keys for this team. Like, very, very different. Like, very much one of the keys for this team trying to win. But they're not trying to win. They are better off because they have their pick this year and then they don't have their pick for years. So everyone's like, oh, they can't tank, they don't have their picks. No, they have their pick this year. They need to be terrible this year. The Dallas Mavericks need to stink this year, and then they need to get good. They need to get good coming into 2027, 2028, 2029, etc. They need to suck this year. They genuinely need to suck. And I don't think people talk about that enough. Like, you don't have to trade Anthony Davis. But if you're not going to trade Anthony Davis, you are banking on him being healthy next year. Because the worst thing the Dallas Mavericks can do now is, if you guys look at the... I'm just going to go bring a mock draft. Going to bring up a mock draft. Because this is a very good draft. And obviously, look, if you are... if you're in the Rainbow Face sweepstakes for... Like, if you look at this, if you get Darren Peterson, you have your long-term shooting guard sorted beside Cooper Flag. If you get Peterson, if you get Dibansta, that is your long-term 3-4 combo perfect. Cam Boozer, I don't really know the fit there with Cam Boozer. Heck, if you go like Nate Ament, I don't know. I really don't know. If I'm being honest about that one, but like Caleb Wilson for me, he could play long term as this like small ball 5 beside Cooper, and they would have like this everything. They'd have the energy, they'd have the defense, they have the switchability. Like you go and find a big point guard, and you suddenly just have this. You don't have elite size, but you have this length and athleticism that teams just won't be able to deal with long term if you pick him up. And then heck, Kyrie can be you just run everything around Kyrie. You play Kyrie like he's an Allen Iverson for the last couple of years of his career, and you have Caleb Wilson coming off the bench, or heck, you even go sometimes Caleb Wilson, Anthony Davis, and Cooper Flag, and you have a complete juiced up version of the 0-1 around Iverson. Like, these are the type of players. But if you start to drop into like the 7, 8, 9, so let's just say you drop to Koa Pete, and I'm like, I don't know how Koa Pete's fit beside Cooper Flag. Dame Sarr is not that good. Let's be real, Dame Sarr is not that good. Have Dallas just had that one game where everyone's like, holy shit, this is the next Luka Doncic. He hasn't been that great. NBA team is such a big playmakers. Portland sits in the middle of the pack, yada yada. But like Braylon Mullins, we're getting to Cam, we're getting to Caden Boozer soon. Like there are just a lot of these players that I'm just not sold on. Then like even Ben Sturts as a senior in Iowa. There's talk of what's his name? Nacho's brother. Is it what's his name? Is it Alvaro Falgueras from Iowa? I know his brother plays in the same league as I play in. Nacho's brother. They're talking about Falgueras. They're talking about him potentially being in this draft, and I'm like, okay, there are players, but I'm like, you're not going to get a franchise-changing talent outside the top 5. You're just not. And you've got to get into there. And it's not going to be easy to get in the top 5. Like, it is genuinely not going to be easy to get in the top 5 because there are 5 garbage teams. And if you're bringing AD back, if Kyrie's coming back, and if you're not even necessarily trying to rush AD or Kyrie back, if you're playing them at all in games like this, you're just not, like, if you look here, the Dallas Mavericks have won 5 games. They are second last in the West, but there's 4 teams in the East who've won 4 or less. The Hornets are on a 6-game losing streak. So, like, if you're Dallas, like, you want to be, like, I think the Clippers are going to pick it up because they don't have their pick. I think they're going to try make the playoffs. I think the Kings are going to just fall off. The Jazz might fall off. But then if you look at the East, like the Bulls and the Sixers, the 2 of them started off super hot. 3-7, 4-6 in their last 10. Milwaukee surely are going to be better off than a 5-game losing streak. The Nets suck. The Pacers suck. The Wizards suck. Like we know that. But that's the thing with all of these teams here is that if you're 6th or 7th, it's very different than getting the 5th pick in this draft. Very different. So, yeah, I don't know why they're trying to get him back quickly. Like, I'd sit him till Christmas. I'd bring him and Kyrie back for like 3 or 4 games, you know, just for the fans, and then I'd just sit both of them. Like, we've seen it happen literally with Anthony Davis, albeit when he was in his prime. We've seen Anthony Davis be sat for essentially the second half of the season, and they got rewarded with Zion. So for me, I don't know. I just think that trying to bring him back is crazy. I think trying to bring him back is genuinely crazy. So anyway, yeah, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.